What's up, guys? Welcome back to the You're Wrong podcast. I'm Kyle. This is Gavin. Today we got episode 11. It's going to kind of be a longer episode than normal. We're kind of doing a 2-in-1 here. So we're going to do some headlines to start, and then we're going to Week 8 review, then do a little bit of an outlook on to next week, and then we'll finish with our best bets. We didn't do a beer of the week today because Gavin had quite the bender this weekend. A couple late nights back-to-back piling it up, so I thought it would be good to take a step back for the week, and I don't disagree with him. I gotta go to the gym after this, so it works out pretty well for me too. But without further ado, what do you got? What do you want to start with?
Well, you can focus on the recap for the most part. I'd like to say the NFL's rigged. That's it.
I thought you were gonna make me wear the jersey.
That's true. Forgot about that. He has to wear the Pats jersey because the Pats beat the Chargers, and actually almost double time because the Giants almost beat the Chiefs. Like I said, also.
But they didn't.
They didn't.
I can't believe I'm putting this piece of shit on my body. If you notice, look how many times it's stained. You probably can't see in the camera, but it's stained from all the times I've wiped my ass with it.
No.
Jason McCourty?
No, Devin.
Ugh.
Dickhead.
It's disgusting. Imagine spending your hard-earned money on this jersey.
It's a great jersey.
What the hell has Devin McCourty done in his career?
Everything.
Except live off his brother.
What are you talking about? He's better than his brother.
This jersey smells like the sewer.
Fair.
Sewers of New England.
It's okay.
All right. Let's make this... We're going to wrap this up, and the episode's over because I'm not wearing this any longer. This is...
Start with your headlines.
This is fucking horrible. Okay, so... moving on, headlines. So we're going to start with the trade deadline. So, Von Miller got traded to the Rams.
That's a joke. That's a joke.
I mean,
they're the best team in the NFL now.
It's only for the rest of the year, though.
Yeah, well, and then they gave up a second and third round pick. They have 2 picks for
they're
next year now?
They're going for it all this year.
And
if they
don't get it, it's hilarious.
Yeah, I think they'll probably re-sign him for a year or two next year.
Well, depending on where they end up.
Yeah, they're going to be up to the top. This has to make them the Super Bowl favorite.
They're still not the favorite. They're third.
That's ridiculous.
The Bills are the favorite, and then it's the Bucks.
That's ridiculous. Like, you can't tell me...
The Rams are plus 650 right now, I'm pretty sure, to win the Super Bowl. I mean, the Bucks are 550, the Bills are 400.
I don't know if that screams to bet them or if it screams Vegas knows more than we do.
Well, Vegas obviously knows more than we do because they rigged the damn games.
You're telling me I lost a ton of money on the Cardinals on Thursday Night Football. There's no way. I mean, if you saw my TikTok on our TikTok account, when I was driving to work, I literally couldn't sleep. I had so much money in the Cardinals. And I had on my money line, and they lost straight up.
Well, I told you the Packers were winning that game, so you should listen.
But he had nobody to throw to. I don't care if Jesus Christ himself is out there.
It's Aaron Rodgers. It's John Wick.
It's not Jesus.
John Wick for Halloween.
Yeah, it's not Jesus.
He'll figure it out. He always does.
All right. Well, so Von Miller, obviously Odell didn't get traded. We'll touch on Odell. I want to rant about Odell and Baker and all their drama going on, so we'll get there. Deshaun Watson didn't get traded. Not surprised. Who's going to trade for a guy that can't play right now?
Yeah, the Dolphins aren't going to give up Tua as of yet for him.
I don't even think it was because of Tua. I think it's just the draft picks and the fact that he can't play. Like, if Watson could have played, they would have done it in a heartbeat.
Well, yes. But, I mean, they would have to give up a lot more if he could have played. Right now, we don't even know if Deshaun Watson's ever going to take another NFL snap.
That is true. That is very
Tua might
true.
go to jail.
That's unfortunate.
Well, I mean, depending how the outcome is.
I'm saying it's unfortunate not to see Deshaun Watson, the player, ever play again because he was so electric, is what I'm saying.
That's true.
But Deshaun Watson, the person, he's either going to get what he deserves or he's going to, I don't know.
Or justice. I don't know.
Innocent until proven guilty, and then if you're guilty, you're a piece of shit.
True.
So, next topic we got Henry Ruggs involved in a DUI at 3:30 in the morning in Las Vegas last night. Driving drunk, hit 2 people, killed them.
What kind of car did he drive? Do we know?
Yeah, I think he hit a RAV4, but I don't know what he was driving. But he hit 2 people and killed them. Could that be the end of his career? Maybe. Depends on the Nevada state laws.
Well,
but
what's his name had the same thing happen?
Stallworth?
Yeah.
Was it Stallworth?
Yeah, it's Dante Stallworth. 2009 he had that happen. He
but it also was in different states.
Pleaded guilty to, I feel like Las Vegas, it's probably the closest to legal to drive drunk there than any other place in maybe Florida and Alabama.
Maybe.
Las Vegas, though?
Either way,
the only reason people go to Las Vegas is to drink and bet.
That's true. Either way, it's just unfortunate, one, for the Raiders that they're losing John Gruden.
Well, it's more unfortunate for the family of the people.
Well, yes, that's obviously, I don't have to say that. That's unspoken. But I'm saying, from a football standpoint, like, for Derek Carr, when it rains, it pours, man. You're MVP.
That's true.
When it rains, it pours. You lose debatably your top receiver, and you lose your head coach in a 3-4 week span. That sucks. That sucks. All familiarity is gone.
Yeah. Whatever.
So we'll move into the Week 8 review. I want to start with this one. Jets. As I'm wearing a Patriots jersey.
Yeah. Yeah, they suck.
My Jets.
That was a joke.
My Jets being the number 1 seed in the AFC, the Cincinnati Bengals. I saw it coming. How do you not?
What do you mean?
You bet against the Jets. What did I tell you? I said it's a loser.
Everyone bet against the Jets.
And everyone lost.
Yeah.
I said it's a loser. Do not bet against the New York Football Jets. We've beaten 2 of the best teams in the AFC. The Titans and the Bengals.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, and we didn't have Corey Davis or our starting quarterback, which I know you're going to say it. Mike White played very well.
Mike White, I said he was better than Zach Wilson.
He's not. Okay,
Proved
can
himself.
we slow
Mike
down?
Mike White is the quarterback.
It was
for
one
the
game. Like, so you're telling me Cooper Rush is better than Dak Prescott?
Well, he did. Cooper Rush played very well.
Telling me Trevor Simeon's better than Jameis Winston?
That's debatable.
Come on, bro.
There's a chance.
Like, he played well. 400 yards passing, 3 touchdowns.
You hate Zach Wilson. I don't know why you're defending him.
I don't hate him. I'm just not.
He hates Zach
I'm
Wilson.
1 foot in, 1 foot out.
He hates Zach Wilson.
I'm 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
You should have seen him Sunday. He was electric when Mike White was out there throwing.
I mean,
400.
Mike White's a dude. He's a dog. To go out there and do that, and like not many. I mean, he's our Tom Brady. What if I told you he's our Tom Brady? 6th round draft pick.
Yeah, but Tom Brady also took over his 2nd year.
Mike White's in his 4th year.
Exactly. A little late. 5th year.
He's 26.
He's in his 5th year.
He's in his 4th year. Or this is his 5th year. Yeah, he's 26.
He's a 5th year senior.
Okay.
Trying to take his chance.
Well, you hear what the Jets coach said, and I love it.
It's open.
He's under fire for it. People are like, "Oh, you're not guaranteeing your quarterback's coming back." Damn right.
Why would
this
you
guy's
do that?
better? Why would we do that?
It's a job.
Yeah, exactly.
You're gonna put. I hate that. I hate how they try to justify. Oh, we feel bad for him because he was the 2nd overall pick. If he's not performing, he's not performing. You're gonna want it. Whatever puts you in the best position to win.
Exactly, and it'll probably honestly help Zach Wilson in the long run for him to sit and watch and learn
and not get smoked because Mike White will probably go out there and get clocked next week.
No, they're playing the Colts on Thursday night. That's another dub. Don't bet against the Jets. They're 10.5 again. What did we learn last time the Jets were 10.5, 11 points? Don't bet against the New York Jets. Jets.
I know we're gassing them for no reason. We'll see.
So another topic we want to talk about, I want to talk about again before we get into his topics, is the Odell and Baker miscommunication, disloyalty, whatever's going on here. What do you think? What are your thoughts on this whole situation?
I don't like Odell.
Well, either do I.
Also,
what
Baker isn't performing very well. Like, you can't just blame Odell.
Very true.
But I hate how people are saying, like you brought it up yesterday, how people are saying that, oh, he doesn't throw to him, he's open. But you're not looking at the play when they break it down. There's like the specific one that you and Dom were talking about. There's a safety over the top. He's not going to throw the ball there. It's a pick. It's a pick. Everyone's saying, oh, he's wide open, look at that. No, he's not open. Because he's 30 yards downfield. The ball doesn't get there in an instant. It takes a little time, especially, I don't know, whatever. I don't think Odell, I think people think Odell's a lot better than he is.
Yeah, he hasn't put up
what has he done
since that catch? Nothing.
Since that catch?
Nothing. But here are my thoughts on it, right?
No.
So did you hear what happened today?
No.
So some random Browns Twitter or Instagram page put out an 11-minute video of clips where Odell was open and Baker didn't throw him the ball, and Odell's dad like reposted it and then commented back on fans that were commenting back. Like basically, and today was a trade deadline. Basically trying to say trade my son. That's what it seemed like. So one, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. We see where Odell gets his dramatics from in his theater and kicking the nets and stuff. So that's a classless move by a father to do that. And second of all, here's my thoughts on the whole Baker-Odell thing. And kind of to touch a little bit on what Gavin was saying, not to get into the film and everything, but who are we as regular people who watch football on Sundays from our living room to say, oh, Baker Mayfield, multi-million-dollar quarterback, in a contract year trying to earn his contract, is not throwing to the most talented receiver on his team on purpose? Who are we, right? Now, I have friends, and not to throw their names under the bus, but who don't have as much football knowledge as, say, someone who played like college football or whatever. They don't have a lot of the basic common football knowledge, and it's not their fault. Even someone like me, who was a backup in college football, and now I coach high school football, right? I like to say I have more football knowledge than the common person. However, that doesn't mean I can look at the film of the Browns and say, he was open, you should have thrown to him. I don't know what the play design was. Nice. I don't know what the play design was. Thank you. I don't know what his progressions are. And is it possible that he's saying, hey, I'm not going to throw the ball to Odell? Yeah, it's possible. But the more likely scenario here is that
I would throw Odell.
Stefanski's not using him right, or it's just not lining up with his progressions. By the way, before we move on to this topic, guess who leads the Browns in targets? Odell Beckham Jr.
Does it?
Mm-hmm. And everyone's complaining that
that's got to be from like the first 3 weeks, though.
He missed 2 games this year.
Yeah.
He missed 2-3 games. He's leading the team, and he's leading the team in targets by 6 targets.
Good point.
So clearly they're throwing him the football. Now whether Baker is being accurate or not is a different conversation.
That's a different argument.
Different conversation.
That's a different argument.
Inaccuracy is not the same as blatantly not throwing the ball your way.
It's true.
That's all I'm going to say. So we can say Baker stinks. We can't say Baker is not throwing the ball to Odell on purpose.
True.
So moving on, I will let you start with this one. The New England Patriots upset the Los Angeles. I always screw it up. The Los Angeles Chargers this weekend. Thoughts and reactions?
Well, yeah. Good luck, Tom, Chargers fan. We lost. They played well. Mac didn't have his best passing game, like accuracy-wise. Didn't throw the ball very well. But also Justin Herbert did the same thing. Justin Herbert threw 2 picks. Mac didn't throw any picks, which I was impressed with.
Ball security wins the game.
Yeah, ball security wins the game, except for the fact that he had like 20 incompletions on 38 throws, I think. Either way, all around they played pretty well. The defense played pretty damn well because getting after Herbert.
Yeah.
They kept him off the field.
They
kept him off the field. They gave Mac a bunch of opportunities. They gave him decent field position.
And that's the strong unit of the Patriots is the defense. Your team goes how your defense goes. If you want to be a competitive team, right? If you want to be a competitive team, that defense needs to step up, and they have. They did last week.
We'll see what happens this week with that. I mean, I don't have much to say about it. They played well.
They did.
They finally beat a team that's got a decent record and has some promise.
Yeah.
Other than the Texans and the Jets. So
they did, and I'm not going to say I was wrong. I'm not going to say I was wrong just yet last week when I said the Patriots aren't a competent team. I understand they beat the Chargers, who I've been gloating about all year, but I'm not ready to say was I wrong here. Was I wrong in saying that they can't beat upper caliber teams? Yes, that was wrong. However, I still do not believe that they are a competent team to compete.
Well, they're going to be 5-4 after this week.
Well, they're not going to win the division. So even if they get in the wild card, do I think that they can beat any of the top 4 seeds?
I'm not saying that. I'm
just saying. I know you're not saying that. I'm just saying that's where I don't think. Was I wrong? Half and half. I was half wrong, half not. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fine. I will take it. I'll take it. He's wearing a Pats jersey. I think I won last week.
I'm wearing the jersey, so I was clearly wrong a little bit. So last topic we're going to talk about Week 8, and then we're going to move on to Week 9. The Kansas City Chiefs and Pat Mahomes only put up 20 points against the Giants, beat them by 3. They struggled.
I thought the Giants
Everyone is on Pat Mahomes' ass right now. What are your thoughts and reactions to that game?
Same thing I've been saying. I mean, the Chiefs don't look good. And I'm not blaming Pat Mahomes. Like, I mean, I have been. I put it more on coaching at this point. Andy Reid's got to do more of a... He's got to be more in charge of the game, I guess. Because Patrick Mahomes is trying to force a lot. I mean, he has to because his defense didn't play terrible yesterday. I mean, they only gave up 17 points. But they got to come up with something. They have enough weapons on that offense to make it happen. You're telling me that you can't score more than 20 points with Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce against the Giants defense, which isn't that good. They haven't been playing very well. You should be scoring more than 20 points.
Giants defense isn't that bad.
They're not bad. No, they're not bad. But are you kidding me? The Chiefs' offense, in comparison, on paper, they should be scoring 30 points a game.
Here's the thing, though. Here's my take on it. Like, yes, Pat Mahomes is having more turnovers this year than ever before, which is going to hurt. But
yeah, well, he's forcing it.
But do they really have as many weapons as we think? Like, they have Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. You can't convince me anybody else is a weapon. McCole Hardman, he has like 17 targets this year.
He's not throwing them enough.
Because he doesn't get open. Or he's not an integral part of the playbook.
I haven't been looking at...
But like, when I think of like...
options as much.
When I think of like a team stacked with weapons, I think of like the Cowboys. CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, Dalton Schultz, Zeke Elliott, right? Like, I don't think...
Okay, but what has changed from the Chiefs' offense drastically from last season?
Well, I think one, they lost Sammy Watkins, who, granted, he wasn't a big...
Wasn't an integral part of their offense last year.
He wasn't. I think, 2...
Their offensive line got better.
Did it, though?
Yeah. They didn't lose anybody insanely. They added Joe Tooney.
And they added Orlando Brown.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they don't look that great. And I think from what I've learned, like I look up YouTube videos and football stuff. I'm a football nerd. I look it up in my free time. From what I've heard and read, the common theme between the opponents that hold the Chiefs to under a certain amount of points is that they're just running cover 2. So they're just too high, which takes away the deep ball. So that takes away Tyreek Hill down the field, right? That takes away Travis Kelce, because you got right. If they're running like a traditional 4-3, if you don't send the linebackers, you have linebackers in that hook the curl window. You got flat defenders. So I mean, they're just staying in a cover 2 shell. And
so not to say that they figured them out, but teams have figured them out.
It seems like they figured out. I don't want to say they figured out Pat Mahomes, but it seems like they figured out
the Chiefs'
system.
offense. Yeah.
So when you say that coaching needs to adapt, I agree with you there.
Yeah.
I think coaching needs to be better.
It's more on Andy Reid than it is on
And Eric Bieniemy, yes.
Yeah.
I think they need to realize they can't just do what they did the last 2-3 years. They need to now adjust to this cover 2 shell that teams are giving them.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully they figure it out.
I think they will. It's still Pat Mahomes.
Yeah, I know.
And I'll reference you to
the $500 million quarterback.
Right. And I'll reference you to 2014 when everybody was saying Brady's done because he's having all these turnover issues and stuff
I didn't
like
say that.
No, I know. But I'm saying I'll reference you to that.
Yeah,
Like for people who are overreacting. Like a lot of people on the news are saying, "Is Pat Mahomes? Like, this is the best we've seen from Pat, or this is the, have we seen the best from Pat Mahomes?"
That's stupid.
The answer is no. The guy's 26.
When people say that, it's dumb.
He's 26.
I don't agree with that either. Yeah.
But the only problem is, before we move on, you did spend $500 million on him.
I didn't get
so
that.
You really
I can't believe they gave him that long term. You can't give an NFL player a contract that long.
I mean, he went to 2 Super Bowls, 3 AFC championships, and won a Super Bowl MVP in a 3-year window.
I don't care. It's the NFL. It's the NFL.
Right.
You go out there. Look what happened to Jameis. Tears his ACL.
I feel like you
by
have
getting
to.
his jersey grabbed.
I get it. I feel like you have to sign Pat Mahomes to that, and you can't let him walk. But at the same time,
maybe do a 5 or 6 year
You have
deal.
to understand what you're doing because now you don't have enough money. There's a salary cap in the NFL. It's not like the MLB. You have a salary cap. You can't spend the extra money on other positions now.
Well, that's why I don't get the Rams.
So that's why their defense is so bad.
I don't understand the Rams. I don't have how the Rams have that good of a team.
Yeah, well, the Rams don't use their draft picks. They just trade for older
yeah, but
veterans.
They're still paying so much money for all these veterans.
They're not paying for Von Miller. The Broncos are in charge of that contract. They traded an expiring contract for an expiring contract.
But they're still paying. They still have to pay what I don't know what the breakdown was of the trade. Either way,
they didn't send a player. They only said 2 picks, but I know it's an expiring contract.
They still have to pay him for
how many
games left.
I read that the Broncos are taking because they sent a second and third, and the Broncos sent Von Miller and none of his contract over to the Rams. The Broncos are responsible for the contract.
That's a joke.
That's what I read.
The NFL's rigged. I stand by that. All right, that's enough of the recap. We're good with that. Upcoming games. Bengals Browns, just because it's a divisional matchup, I guess. This is the Browns' last chance, in my opinion, to figure out if they're going to make it to the playoffs or not this year.
It's a must-win game.
I mean, the Bengals coming off that loss to the Jets, that definitely hurts them. There's definitely going to be a little bit of a chip there,
I think it's a must-win for both teams, to be honest with you. I think it's a must-win
I'd
for
say
both these
it's
teams.
less of a must-win for the Bengals than it is
Agreed.
for the Browns.
Agreed, but if you're coming off a loss to the Jets and then you follow it up with a loss to the Browns, who are struggling and having turnovers.
I don't know how the Browns lost to the Steelers 15-10. That is a sloppy game.
They didn't even have a kicker. They took their kicker out in the first half.
Yeah,
they lost to a football team that didn't have a kicker. Embarrassing.
Yeah, that was.
I'd be embarrassed.
That was not a good game. Not a fun game to watch.
Not at all. That was
Myles
pathetic.
Garrett walking in with his cape and his Grim Reaper thing going
so
on.
corny. He's a weird dude.
With the quarterbacks.
He's a weird dude. And he's not even a nice guy. Everyone claims he's a nice guy. Like, he might be nice and everything.
I don't know him personally. I can't say.
I don't either, but we also forget that he tried to kill Mason Rudolph on a football field 2 years ago.
Hey, in the heat of the moment, things happen.
Yeah. I want to strangle you sometimes. I'd never bash a full-size football helmet over your head.
That's because you're a pussy.
Okay. All right.
You won't get things done. All right.
You're wearing a Mets shirt?
No.
Louisville.
For the Sweet 16, dude.
Oh, I thought it said Mets. I saw it on the camera. I thought it said Mets.
I went to the Elite Eight game. I didn't go to the Sweet 16.
Nice.
Yeah. It was a long time ago. All right. Jets-Colts, just because the Jets won last weekend. It's Thursday night's game. And the Colts didn't look very well last week. I mean, they played the Titans, decent team.
Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz looked awful.
Our guy, Carson Wentz, down the stretch.
Yeah.
Down the stretch, just handing the ball back to the Titans.
I think he had 1 pick going into that game.
He did.
And through 2?
I believe 2. And they were both in the fourth quarter, I believe.
Both when...
fourth quarter overtime.
Yes. Both when you don't want to throw a pick.
Yeah. The drives where your quarterback coach tells you, hey, no turnovers or sacks, he went out and turned the ball over and got sacked.
Yeah, he did not.
So
he performed like me and Kyle expected him to.
Yes. Kyle and I.
English. I don't know. We'll see.
I think I could
This
be
is
a
Mike White's
biased
moment of truth.
I could be a biased Jets fan here, but the Jets looked good last week against a good football team. I expect more of the same. T.Y. Hilton will probably be out, so
That's huge, too.
That's huge. So the Michael Pittman's good, but behind that, they don't really have anybody. Jonathan Taylor's a stud.
Taylor is...
I love Jonathan Taylor.
I would take the over on Jonathan Taylor. They're going to run the ball
I was
a lot.
huge on Jonathan Taylor, but again, the Jets' strength is the front seven, specifically
you
the
know how much
defensive
they're
line.
going to run the ball?
They're going to have to.
Jonathan Taylor on the over on yards. I'm going with that.
Plus, if Mike White performs the way he did,
He ain't gonna perform
and
the
here's
way
the
he
thing
did.
I loved about the Jets' last game against the Bengals. We actually looked like our play caller was a competent play caller, and I hate the play calling excuse, but he was running misdirections, he was running jets, he was running trick plays, he was running, he was running everything.
Yeah, that's enough. That's enough of the
It was
Jets from
awesome.
last week. We don't
I go on
care
about the Jets
that.
all day.
That's
Don't
fine.
ever cut me off about the Jets.
Either way,
I'm picking the Jets. Jets money line straight up.
I don't
Put
think
your house on it.
I don't think the Jets are going to win. I think they're going to keep it moderate. 10.5 point spread.
Yeah.
I don't hate taking the Jets with the 10.5 points.
They'll cover. I'll put my nuts on it.
Interesting take. Okay, and we're done with that. Rams Titans, because the Titans don't have Derrick Henry anymore. Done for the season. That is awful.
No, he's not done for the season yet.
Okay,
they said 7 to.
No, I think last night they said that he probably won't come back.
I think it was like 7 or 9 weeks. So he might be back in the playoffs.
Either way, he's not playing this week, and now they're just a one-dimensional team.
Oh yeah, if
They
that.
just lost so much. Now we're going to see Ryan Tannehill like he used to play when he was on the Dolphins.
Well, he still has Julio Jones and AJ Brown.
He had wide receivers on the Dolphins too. He had
Jarvis Landry.
Jarvis
And that is it.
That's it. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Either way, I don't think they can beat him. It's the Rams with Von Miller now too.
Yeah, 7.5 point line. I'd be hesitant to take that spread though, but I mean, I think that's one of those lines.
Look at the
where
Rams defense.
That's got to be a teaser.
Look at the Rams.
You got to put that Rams. You got to put the Rams in a teaser. The 7.5 could come back to bite you backdoor cover. They also could blow them out. So I'm also
Rams
really cold
offense.
right now.
The Rams off. Yeah, that's true.
I don't feel confident in any football bet I place right now. The NFL the last 2 weeks has bent me over the kitchen sink. So
That's because the NFL's rigged.
I thought I was not betting square plays, but it turns out I'm betting square plays. So I don't know.
Other game, because I think the Rams are going to win. I think they'll cover that 7.5.
I think the Rams win, and I would lean the Rams cover, but
beyond that, the Packers and the Chiefs. That's even. That's even right now.
That's a head scratcher.
That doesn't make any sense.
That's a head
Vegas
scratcher.
has something on that
See,
one.
that the Packers are going to be what you call a square bet. So that is when you should not bet the Packers.
I'm going to bet the Packers.
And I probably will too. But if I don't, it'll be the one square bet that hits.
I'm going to bet the Packers.
I mean, it makes no sense how they're. I mean, it's probably because they're in Arrowhead, but to be they're 1 point underdog right now.
It's Aaron Rodgers. It's Aaron Rodgers.
But Devontae Adams should be back. This Chiefs team is struggling.
They haven't lost since week 1.
Unless Vegas knows they're
Packers
just going
have
to
not
click and
lost
turn
since
it
week
on.
1. I think the Packers are going to beat them by 10 plus.
It just seems like Vegas knows something that we don't. So
Pack's rolling.
I agree.
Pack's rolling.
I agree.
We can talk about the Cardinals 49ers. Just
Yeah.
because it's a divisional game and Kyler Murray might not play.
He probably shouldn't play. You're playing the 49ers who are struggling this year. Let Colt McCoy go in. He won a game last year with the Giants when Daniel Jones was hurt. He's obviously a capable backup. Let him play. Sit him. Same thing with Dak. I wouldn't play Dak this week either. I wouldn't play him this week again. I'd make sure he's 100%
I agree with that. Cooper Rush played pretty well. We didn't talk about Cooper Rush.
Well, yeah, we didn't talk about the backup quarterbacks. We might as well do that now. Let's
Yeah,
do
we
that.
can do that.
So, backup quarterbacks that won. Mike White, Cooper Rush, Trevor Siemian.
Well, Trevor Siemian also came into a game when they were winning.
Yeah, but it was the first quarter, second quarter.
It's okay. Still confidence booster.
I guess Tom Brady.
You're not playing from behind.
How about this? How about I have a huge 3-team parlay, a lot of money. Bucks money line. I had Panthers money line as an underdog, and the Bucks money line were the last leg of my 3-team parlay. I would have been up on the week instead of down drastically. Tom Brady, the guy I grew up watching, lead all these fourth quarter comebacks, all these, he has 2 minutes left, it's too much time. Oh, he has a minute left, no timeouts, it's too much time. I'm watching the game, I'm like, Gavin's texting me and goes, it's okay, relax. He has 2 minutes left, no timeouts, but it's too much time for
because
Tom Brady.
I bet him too, so I was hoping.
This dude throws a pick. It's almost like he knew that I bet him, and it was like, hey, Kyle Borey from upstate New York, bet me I'm going to blow the game for him. That's what it felt like.
You were ice cold this week. You couldn't hit a damn the broadside of a
See,
bar.
that's what you think, though. Like, the only 2 losses I had were Cardinals money line and Bucks money line.
Well, that's what happens when you hammer two bets.
I hit the Bengals
Down
outright.
bad. Down bad.
I hit the Bengals outright.
You didn't win, though.
Who else? I had someone else in the parlay. I had the Rams spread. They covered
That's
the
why
spread.
you can't bet parlays. You lose one, you're screwed.
Well, it's the Cardinals and Bucks, man. It was the 2 square plays, I guess, of the week. I don't
They
know.
were 2 pretty square plays.
So, whatever my best bets are later.
Except for
in
the
this, don't
Packers, we're going to beat the Cardinals, like I said. The Bucks were square play.
But it
For
seems
I don't know
like-
how the Saints won that game.
it seems
doesn't
like
make
this
any
week-
sense to me except for divisional, but I still don't agree. It's
Yeah.
rigged. It's rigged. Vegas rigged it.
I mean, they have to know something. But
Well, they do know
it seemed like in the
something. They
Cardinals
don't
game.
lose.
It seemed like in the Cardinals game, they called in and said, "Hey, AJ Green, if you don't turn and look for the ball, we'll pay you more."
That
than
was
your
a
game check."
joke. That was a joke.
I have never seen in my 22 years of football watching. I've never seen a receiver run a fade route in the end zone, especially to win the ball game and not turn around.
It's not like it was a rookie quarterback either.
Right.
It was AJ Green, who has done that so many times. He could probably run that play in his sleep. He could black out and run that play.
And like I could see if you were like, "Oh, I thought it was a run play. I heard the wrong play." He wasn't even engaged with the defensive back.
It didn't make any
So
sense.
clearly, you know you're running a goal line fade, but you just decide not to turn for the ball.
It was one of the worst
It looked
football
like-
moves I have.
It
I've
looked
seen.
like a home cooking to me. Is what it looked like.
I mean, I don't think they.
I
actually
did.
lost the
Like I
game.
said in the TikTok, I did not sleep that night. I literally did not fall asleep until like 3 or 4 in the morning.
It
I was
didn't make any
tossing
sense.
and turning all
Didn't
night.
make any sense.
It was disgusting.
Made no sense to me.
So it seemed like if you had a backup quarterback this week, though, you know, like it seemed like the Cowboys, the Jets, it seemed like you had a backup quarterback playing, you automatically won. That's what it seemed like.
Yeah,
And Vegas made a killing this weekend, absolute killing.
especially Jets.
Bad week to be a football bettor,
It was.
unless you
Unless you won. Then you're better than us.
Yes, you're better than 95% of people out there.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, so let's wrap up. Let's wrap it
We're
up.
doing some bets.
I you're going to the gym, so we're gonna get into our best bets. You want to start? Best
Yeah.
bets this upcoming weekend.
I mean, the Pats coming off a decent win against the Chargers, decent team. They could have played better. Mac could have played better. He had 20 incompletions on 38 throws, just about.
This is a homer
Give or
bet.
take. I'd say the Pats -4 over the Panthers. I mean, it's in Carolina, but Carolina's not looking good. Sam Darnold isn't looking great.
He had a concussion, but he's probably gonna play. I think.
He's probably going to play. But the Pats defense has also been playing fairly well against the pass. So that's why I like it.
And McCaffrey's probably not gonna be back either.
Yeah, no, I don't think he's playing. I don't know when we're going to see him again. He's an anomaly to me. I don't.
Yeah, I joke about it, but I actually like that bet because the Panthers look like they're absolutely lost on
They
offense
don't look
right
like
now.
they can score right now.
They look like they're lost. So Mac Jones might need to just put up 14 points and he'll win the ball game.
Yeah, and they might even still cover the spread at that point. It's -4. So I'm going to put the Pats on there. I got the Packers over the Chiefs just because that's even. And I just think the Packs rolling right now.
They're
The
actually the
Chiefs
dog
don't
right now.
look too.
They're actually +1 right now. They're the underdog.
They moved it again?
It moved.
Ooh.
And it moved in the Chiefs' direction. That's even more of an
taking that.
eyebrow
I'm
raiser.
taking that. I don't get why. There's got to be something I'm missing. I have to read up on it. But I'm going to take the Packers. Money line or +1. I'll probably take them +1 at that point because that doesn't change much. And then I got the Rams over the Titans because that's a 7.5 point spread, and I don't think that the Titans are going to be able to do much. I mean, you're obviously going to throw the ball. You got A.J. Brown, you got Julio Jones.
You have to throw the ball.
Yeah, the Rams defense, they're
running backs like Jeremy McNichols.
Von Miller and Aaron Donald are going to pressure Tannehill. Tannehill does not do good under pressure. He can roll out. He's been showing that he's mobile, but there's only so much he's going to do with his feet. He's going to lead them in rushing yards, I bet, this week, which is very
that
unfortunate.
McNicholson or McNichol, whatever, he's not that bad though. I'm not saying he's gonna put up Derrick Henry numbers
He's
by
not
any
putting
means.
Derrick Henry numbers.
By any means, I don't think.
I would bet the over on Ryan Tannehill's rushing yards, too, because he's going to have to scramble a lot.
Not a bad prop.
They're going to put pressure on him.
It's not a bad prop.
I take that also. So I got Pats -4. I think they can win that. I mean, you toss money line on there. I got the Packers. If it's +1 now, I guess I'll take that with the points, or even take it money line. It doesn't really affect it much. And I got the Rams -7.5. I think they can cover that. But I bet you that spread moves to probably closer to 10 by game time.
Interesting. I don't mind any of those bets. So here's what I got.
Yeah, but I lost all mine last week.
So I have 2 bets in the same games that you do, just different bets, and I'm not going against you. Also, take my bets with a grain of salt. Like I said, I'm cold as hell right now. Can't hit anything. So
That was a very contradicting statement. You're cold as hell. All right, we'll go from there.
okay. So Patriots, Panthers. I have under 41. Like we said, Panthers offense is struggling mightily. We don't even know if Sam Darnold's going to play. Even if he does, it's my boy. We know he stinks right now. He's in a funk. He has no confidence. McCaffrey's not back. They're going against the top 15 defense. So the Panthers are 5th in points against. The Patriots are 8th in points against. So they're 2 top 10 defenses. The Panthers are 25th in yards gained. So they're a bottom 7 offense in the league right now in terms of total yardage gained. The Patriots are 15th, but you got to think that number's a little skewed. They've already played the Jets twice, and they dominated them both times. So that number's a little skewed. I think if you're going to take the Jets game out of there, they're probably sitting at like 22-21. But either way, you got a mediocre offense and a below-average offense going against 2 top 10 defenses. I don't care if this number's 35. I like under 41. Always be careful with over-under numbers, though. My second one, Chargers minus 1.5 at the Eagles. I think they need a big bounce-back win this week. I think the Eagles probably think they're better than they are after beating the Lions 44-0. I still am not bought in on Jalen Hurts or this Eagles team. I still think they're atrocious.
And I don't like that game.
I still love the Chargers. I think they need a bounce-back game, and I trust that they will. It raised my eyebrow because it seems like a trap line, but at this point, with the Chargers losing to the Patriots and the Eagles blowing out the Lions, it could be exactly the opposite. So I like the Chargers 1.5. If it's a trap, I'll fall for it. My third bet, Rams-Titans game, I like the over 53.5 points. Now that's a lot of points. And they're obviously down Derrick Henry. But hear me out. Like we said, they're going to have to throw the ball more.
Oh, yeah.
Right? They can't rely on the run. So they're not going to just be chewing clock, handing the ball to Derrick Henry. So, one, they're going to have to throw the ball more, which obviously means more points because you move the ball quicker. 2, without Derrick Henry, they could fall behind quick to this Rams offense. And then they're going to have to start throwing the ball more and maybe get some garbage points if it's a blowout. Right? The 7.5-point line, it could be if it's a blowout, get some garbage points in there. These teams are 5th and 6th in points scored, and they are 21st and 23rd in yards given up this year. So again, I know the Titans are without Derrick Henry, but 2 stellar offenses going against. The Rams defense, obviously on paper, is very good, but statistics-wise this year has been very underwhelming. And
I don't know.
2 good offenses against 2 mediocre defenses. So
we'll see.
Under 53.5 on that one. And those are my best bets for the weekend. Seems a little weird that we're not ending this with a beer of the week.
Yeah, it hurts me a little bit.
I'm so excited. I get to go have some pre-workout, go get pump in, and go right to bed.
I already went to the gym.
Yeah, well, I have football practice. So.
I'm better than you.
All right, we actually kept it 33 minutes. We did a lot in this episode.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do this more often?
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, but it's a little less effort than doing 2 a week.
You're going to need to do the beer again. And it feels weird without the beer.
He's having withdrawals.
I think so.
He's having withdrawals.
In a couple days.
All right, well, come back next week, and we'll recap everything we talked about today and look at what will be week 10.
And we'll look at all the losses we probably will have.
Yep, so let us know how we do.